Let's start with a really powerful idea. The greatest strategic failure in ad design is what's called the artistic trap. It's this belief that being pretty is the same as being noticed, but that completely ignores a basic neurological fact. Your brain prioritizes scanning efficiency way over beauty. Now, that single idea, that's the key to everything we're about to talk about. We've been told for so long that more creativity, more color, more complexity will grab attention. But in the world of the infinite scroll, it turns out the exact opposite is true. Today, we're going to decode a framework for ad design that's rooted in how your brain actually works, not in what we think looks good. We're going to find out why some ads get seen instantly, while others, even really beautiful, expensive ones, are basically invisible. This isn't about art class, it's about hacking the brain's visual code. And this right here, this is the heart of the problem. We pour all this effort into making beautiful designs, thinking that's what's going to grab attention. But what if it's the exact opposite? What if your perfectly crafted artistic ad is completely invisible because it's just too complex for our brains to process in that split second? That's the paradox we're about to solve. It's the huge disconnect between what we think looks good and what the human brain is actually hardwired to see. I mean, this is the battlefield for every single one of us today. You're not fighting for minutes of attention, you're fighting for milliseconds. Your audience's thumb is just a blur, right? It's been conditioned by thousands of hours of scrolling to just keep moving, to filter, to ignore. So in that relentless river of content, how do you become the one thing that actually makes them pause? How do you become a clear signal in a massive sea of digital noise?
To win this battle, you first have to understand the enemy. And here's a hint. The enemy isn't the algorithm and it's not your competition. It's our own brain's ancient survival instincts. We have to see the social media feed for what it is, a really hostile environment for attention. And we have to get, on a neurological level, why our brains are designed to ignore almost everything in it. So, let me introduce you to the visual miser. That's your brain when it's on social media. Its number one job, which it's been perfecting for millennia, is to conserve energy. It is an absolute energy-saving machine. So when it's faced with this overwhelming flood of information in a feed, it refuses to waste a single cognitive calorie on something it can't understand instantly. If your ad's layout is even a tiny bit confusing or cluttered, your brain doesn't even bother trying to figure it out. It just scrolls right on by. And this isn't a flaw in our wiring, it's a survival mechanism that's absolutely killing your ad.
Okay, so look at the two paths here. This is the choice you're making with every single design. On the left, you've got the cluttered canvas. This is what most ads look like, right? A logo here, some text there, an image over here. To your brain, that's just noise. It's a visual puzzle it has absolutely no time or energy to solve. But on the right, we have the T-structure hook. It's not a puzzle, it's a map. It's a clear, simple path for the eye to follow. It's not noise, it's a signal that just bypasses the brain's filter completely. And that is the difference between being seen and being invisible. All right, so how do we build that signal? How do we design an ad that works with the brain's lazy, energy-saving nature, instead of against it? Let's dive into the blueprint. We're going to deconstruct what's called the Optical Channeling Loop, a structure that's designed to guide the eye, not challenge it. Now, this has nothing to do with design trends. This is pure visual engineering. Think of it like architecture for the eye. These three stages are a blueprint for capturing and then controlling the human eye with, honestly, ruthless efficiency. Each piece has a very specific job to do. It's all about taking control of where they look and when they look there. First, and this is the most critical part, you need a stop sign. The user's thumb is in this hypnotic vertical trance. It's just moving down, down, down. The only visual force strong enough to break that momentum is a big, bold, high-contrast horizontal line right across the top. This is the crossbar of the T. It acts like a visual speed bump, a kinetic interruption that literally jolts the brain out of its passive scrolling mode and says, whoa, stop, look here. Okay, you've stopped them. You now have their attention for maybe a fraction of a second. You have to guide them immediately. The T-structure does this by providing a natural, effortless path. You place the core message or the product image in a central vertical column. That's the stem of the T. This creates what you can think of as a line of gravity, just pulling the eye downwards along a predictable line. There's no effort, there's no confusion. It's just a smooth, easy ride for the eye.
And here's the genius of it all. The layout has done all the heavy lifting for you. It stopped the eye with the anchor and it gave it a path with the conduit. And now it delivers the eye to its final destination, your call to action. The CTA isn't just randomly placed. It's positioned at the exact point where the journey was engineered to end. The click almost isn't a choice anymore. It becomes the natural conclusion to the visual journey you've built for them.
And listen, this isn't just some compelling theory. The results are measurable and they are dramatic. We are talking about a massive spike in your thumb stop ratio, and that is the single most important metric. What percentage of people actually pause their scroll to look at your ad? Ads built with this T structure see up to a 90% higher thumb stop ratio. And why? It's simple, because they're the only thing in the entire feed that's speaking the brain's native visual language.
So, why is this so devastatingly effective? It's not just a clever design trick. It's a deep psychological hack. It works because it's built on a fundamental truth about how our eyes and brains process information. We're about to look at the brain's own internal operating system for visual data. For years, eye tracking studies, the ones that literally watch where people's pupils are moving on a screen, have shown us the truth. We don't read websites or feeds line by line like a book. We scan. And we scan in a really predictable F shape, a long scan across the top, then a second, shorter horizontal scan below it, and then a vertical scan down the left side. It's a subconscious shortcut our brain uses to figure out if a page is worth its time as quickly as possible. And here is the magic, the light bulb moment. The T-structure hook doesn't try to fight this deep-seated behavior. It perfectly aligns with it. The horizontal crossbar of the T, that satisfies that first horizontal scan of the F. The vertical stem of the T then mirrors the downward scan. This perfect alignment creates what psychologists call cognitive fluency. In simple terms, it just feels easy to the brain. There's no friction. It's like a visual sigh of relief in a feed that's just full of chaos. Okay, enough with the theory. Let's get practical. How do you turn this powerful insight into a weapon you can use right now on your very next design? Let's build a simple, repeatable framework for engineering attention. Look, this isn't about being an artist. It's about being an engineer. It's about following a simple checklist to optimize your design for how the human eye actually works, not how you wish it works. This is a system, and honestly, anyone can master it. This is it, the single most important test for your creative. It's so simple and it's completely non-negotiable. Before you publish anything, step back from your screen or hold your phone at arm's length and just squint your eyes until the image is blurry. If all the details fade away but a dominant T shape remains, you've won. If it just blurs into a gray, cluttered mess, your ad is invisible. If you can't see the T, I promise you, neither can your audience's subconscious. So here's your final checklist. Run every single design you make through these 4 questions. Is your headline a strong, unmissable horizontal anchor? Check. Are your key elements, your product, your message, aligned cleanly down a central axis? Check. Does that axis lead the eye directly with no distraction to the CTA? Check. And finally, the acid test. Does it pass the squint test? When you can answer yes to all of these, your engagement rates, they'll be all the proof you need. Let's wrap this up with the most important insight of all. This isn't just about making better ads. This is a completely new way to think about communication in a world that is just defined by infinite distraction and very finite attention. This is the cold, hard truth of visual design today. Ease wins. It wins every single time. You're not trying to shout for attention. You're not trying to interrupt people. What you're trying to do is transform your message from background noise into a clear, obvious signal that their brain was already looking for, even if they didn't know it. And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. This system works so reliably because it respects the user's brain. You're not fighting for their attention, you are simply guiding it. You're not pushing them down some funnel, you're building a structure that is already where their eyes are programmed to go. You are placing value directly in the path they were already traveling. And in today's world, that is the most powerful and the most effective marketing there is.